Hi there, my name is Patrick Mitchell and I'm the designer of the MALAFOX Simulation Center, room clearing and marksmanship training all in one. And there's so much to talk about this system that it's going to be broken up over several videos. The MALAFOX Simulation Center was designed specifically for police and military training, but can also be used for the entertainment industry. And it uses sensors that can pick up light hits from projectiles such as Nerf weapons and airsoft all the way up to simunition, although airsoft pellets are ideal. So let's look at the hardware here. What we're looking at is the hub, encased in a polycarbonate enclosure. We've got a keyboard for data logging. We've got a paper play option, which is a coin receptacle. And these are some coins. I'm going to show you how to use this a little bit later. The first video is going to talk about the main menu, and subsequent videos are going to show off the 9 simulations that come with the MALAFOX Simulation Center. The MALAFOX Simulation Center comes with 10 targets, each encased in a polycarbonate enclosure that can be struck with no problem with airsoft pellets. It will leave pockmarks after a while, but that can be wiped off with a magic eraser. And now what you're looking at right here is the version 1, and the version 2 smart sensor board will be included if you decide to purchase the MALAFOX Simulation Center. So this is the original prototype, and we've got it wired through the ceiling back to the hub. And what we've got here is an optional motion sensor on a swivel. Now this swivel allows for you to show where the target or enemy is looking. The targets can sense you in one of the simulations, so you have to eliminate the target before it detects you. Or rather, once it detects you, the system will warn you for about 1.5 seconds before the simulation ends, indicating that you've been killed because you haven't eliminated the target in time. And that plugs in via stereo cable. You do not need to use it, but each simulation center does come with 10 motion sensors and 10 swivels. When we open up the hub, we can see where the sensors are connected. 10 100-foot cables are included. Why 100 feet? Because these targets need to be wired across several rooms. It is a room clearing simulator that doubles as its target range. We'll talk about that a little bit later. You don't need for 10 targets to be plugged in. The unit is smart enough to know when a target is plugged in, and it will only talk to the hubs or to the smart sensors that are connected on power up. So we've got our start button right here on the side. It's a red light up power button. Our on-off switch, which is controlled by a key. We've got our SD card, which is connected right here, and that will be used for data logging. We'll talk about that later. We've got an LCD. This is our audio output, which is connected to the speaker. Subsequent versions of the MALAFOX Simulation Center will have an external speaker system for better volume. We've got power connected right here, which is external. And our keyboard, which is also external. And our coin receptacle right here, which is external. So let's set up our system. We have to do a few things. When we first power it up, I'll take my key, turn it to the right.
Enter security key.
So on the LCD it says enter security key now. Now one thing about I want to talk about before I zoom in on the LCD is we have to worry only about this right now, this little keypad. The buttons are labeled 0 through 9. So 0 being at the bottom, 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9. I'm going to zoom in on the LCD. It's currently asking me for my security key, which it will ask on power up, and that is so that the system cannot be stolen and used elsewhere. Your security key is yours. There is a skeleton key, which will be provided to you if you purchase the system. Your own security key you can program after you've accessed the system. So let me zoom in on the LCD. So my security key currently, my personal one is 4321.
Success. The MALAFOX training system. 10 targets detected. Main menu. Please enter a command into the keypad.
So first thing we're going to want to do, you would access the system the first time using the skeleton key, and now you'd be programming in your own key. And we're in the main menu, and we're going to press the 6 button.
Please enter a 4-digit security passcode into the keypad.
And I'm going to enter in 1234 for simplicity.
Success. Please ensure that you write your new code down. If you lose your password, you will not be able to access this system. Main menu. Please enter a command into the keypad.
So now I'm going to press 5.
You may now reprogram the system clock. Follow the instructions on the LCD.
Okay, so program year, I'm going to put 22. Month is March, so 03. Day is the 15th. The hour is 11. Minutes, it's 11:30. The clock.
System clock pre-programmed. Main menu. Please enter a command into the keypad.
Now that's important because that's part of data logging. The data logging will, when you enter in your name, when you run a simulation, the data that's logged to the SD card is what simulation you ran, the combatant's name, the time, the time it took to complete the simulation, and whether or not a record was completed. Next, we're back in the main menu. Let's press 0.
Would you like to delete high scores?
So in this case, we're going to say yes. When you receive your MALAFOX simulation system, all records should be deleted, but let's do this just in case. We're going to press 1 for yes or 2 for no. So let's press 1.
Please select which high scores to delete.
So we can delete those high scores from simulations 1 through 9, or we can press 0 to delete every simulation record. So let's do that. Press 0.
Success. Main menu. Please enter a command into the keypad.
So if I had pressed 5, for instance, then I would have deleted the scores, the high score for simulation 5 only. But because I wanted to delete all high scores, I pressed 0. Now that we're back in the main menu, if you press 8 or 9...
Main menu. Please enter a command into the keypad.
As of right now, the software does not use 8 or 9.
Please enter a command into the keypad.
But if you press 7...
The status of each target's motion sensor can now be seen on the LCD. If a port has an unconnected sensor, the status will read X. Properly functioning motion sensors will read a 0 when no motion is being detected. Sensors should only read back a 1 if motion is detected. Press the red button to exit.
So it just gave you a mouthful. If, as you can see, we've got ports A through J. And on the board, it's labeled. The ports are actually labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. And right now they all read a 0. If a port was unconnected, it would read X. Right now it's all reading zeros, which is what we'd expect. As soon as I start getting near any of those sensors, the relative sensors will change to 1 while it detects me. So I'm going to go walk around, and you can watch some of these sensors change. I'll walk across all sensors. So I walked across the entire course, and every sensor saw me, so you would have seen the sensors change from 0 to 1. And after I get a range, the sensor calms down and it reads 0 again. So I'm going to press the red button to exit.
Main menu. Please enter a command into the keypad.
If you're going to use paper play mode, which we'll get to very shortly, we're going to use this coin receptacle. And you can mount this coin receptacle, you can unplug it if you wish. But if you want to, you can mount this coin receptacle in a box. When the proper coin is received, it exits out the back into a box. It comes with 4 mounting screws, and you can use whatever coins you'd like. Now I'm using Canadian quarters right now, and what I'll do is I'll pull this coin holder back, and you take a sample of whatever coin you want to use or token, and you place it in there, and that tells the unit what coins are going to be accepted and which are going to be rejected. Rejected coins are rejected or returned right here in the front. The last thing we need to discuss before starting is the dip switch. There are 4 channels on this dip switch, labeled A through D, and currently we've got A set to off and B set to on. C and D are not used, but will be used likely in subsequent software updates. A disables and enables data logging. So if you want to make one for faster games and you're not competing, you can turn data logging off by setting A to on. But currently we've got it set to off, which means that we've got data logging enabled. B is experimental at this point. It uses a hub system, which is currently in design right now, and it will be included as an add-on. So if you purchase this, it will have the software available for the hub system, but the hub system is a completely separate animal, and that will be talked about again in subsequent videos. So really all you need to worry about is A, set to off, as it currently is, to enable data logging, and if I want to disable data logging so that the players do not need to enter their information in, set it to on. Again, for our demonstration, I'm going to set it to off. Now, if you don't have the SD card connected, it's going to tell you on power up that you can't data log. There's two reasons why you cannot data log. One, the SD card is not connected, and B, A is set to on. So if you've got your SD card removed or your SD card is damaged, this will happen.
Success. No SD card inserted. If you'd like to save simulation data, then please power down and insert your SD card before powering back up again. The MALAFOX training system.
So the reason we're not covering these buttons in order is because some of them require setup. I'm going to talk about paper play, and then we'll talk about all of the play options. Again, most of the simulations will be done in other videos because I don't want to make this video too long. I want it to be easily navigated. So I'm going to press 2.
Paper play selected. Select simulation.
So for simplicity, we're going to press simulation. We're going to select simulation 1.
Straight shooter mode selected. Enter the number of required hits per target.
So we're just going to have 1 hit, which means for this specific mode, we can program 1 through 9. If you press 0, it defaults to 1. But if I can select how many hits it takes to eliminate the target. Actually, let's press 2, a double tap.
Success. Insert tokens to earn credits. Then press the red button to start the simulation.
So, paper play. We are in paper play mode. I am going to take my... if I put in, say, $1, it does not match the quarter. It's returned, nothing happens. But if I put in a quarter, as you can hear it, we get an audible cha-ching. And the coin is returned through the back, where it can be collected in a box. So we've collected 3 tokens, 4 tokens. Now, it's important to know that you can only enter tokens in this setting. So if you're entering tokens during the game, those will get swallowed up. So only enter tokens when you get this specific LCD prompt. So now that I have tokens, I can press the button. If I have 0 tokens and I press the button, it will tell you to enter tokens because you have none banked. So I'm going to press the red button.
Please enter your name using the keyboard.
So now, because I have data logging enabled and I've got an SD card in, I have to enter in my name. And this is part of the reason that this system is geared towards competition and training. So I'm going to enter in my name, P.Mitchell. There are 16 characters. So P.Mitchell, and that will be saved to the SD card along with the time of day, the room temperature, how long it took me to complete my simulation, whether or not it was a record, whether or not I achieved a record, say for the day, depending on when you delete your records. The records aren't saved on SD; the records are saved in memory, and it'll tell me how long it took. I completed the simulation down to the millisecond. Anyway, I'll press enter.
Hit all targets to end this simulation. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
So now we see our timer. I see there's a little bit of glare. As you can see, the milliseconds, they go by so quickly you can't really see it, but we're at 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. And so that's going to keep going until the simulation ends. And now if I only have 1 target connected, then I only have to hit the 1 target to complete the simulation. So I've got all 10 targets, so I'm going to walk you through now what's happening with the targets themselves. There's target 1, connected to port A, port B, port C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. And as you can see, the blue LED is lit up. There's 2 LEDs on each target, and on the version 2 smart sensor board, which was what you'd receive, actually there's 3 blue and 3 red LEDs. So, it takes 2 hits to kill this target. And so I need something to hit it, because I don't have my gun with me. Eliminated target. In the next video, I will use an airsoft weapon, a rifle. And please do watch the rest of the videos because there are a lot of great simulations. We're almost done. Once the simulation is done, we'll look at the SD card. We'll see how the unit reacts. This is the second last target. Last target.
Simulation complete. Your simulation was completed in 2 minutes and 33.30 seconds. You have set a record for simulation 1. Well done. Logging simulation data to SD card. Insert tokens to earn credits. Then press the red button to start the simulation.
So you see there, we actually had the opportunity to go back to the main menu. But we've got 3 tokens left. We can use them or we can insert more.
Please enter a command into the keypad.
So before we look at the SD card data that we've logged, I'm going to show you Quick Play. Quick Play is good for you to experiment and go through all the different simulations. So I can select simulation 1 through simulation 9. But I'm going to connect, I'm going to just, to go through one, we'll do straight shooter mode again by pressing 1.
Quick Play selected. Select simulation.
So we don't have paper play enabled right now, we're just using Quick Play. So Quick Play means that we enter in the settings, and once we're done, it goes back to the main menu. So we can just quickly play the game. I'm going to do a simulation 1 again, off camera, just so we have a second piece of data for our SD card, because the SD card was currently wiped before this video. And for simulation, how many?
Straight shooter mode selected. Enter the number of required hits per target.
I'll do 1, and I'm going to run and do this off camera.
Success.
And then we're going to look at the SD card data.
Using the keyboard.
To view your SD card data, remove power, push the SD card in, and it will come out. Your MALAFOX center will come with an SD card and an SD card adapter. Simply fit it in there, and you can fit it into your computer. When you open up the text file, there's only one text file on the SD card called MALAFOX. It tells you a date stamp, and I'll read it for you from left to right. There's 2 simulations on here. Timestamp, 2022, 3/15, so March 15th, Tuesday, 11:52:34 a.m. Temperature 20 degrees. Player name P. Mitchell. And if I scroll over to the right, simulation 1, current record holder, time achieved 2 minutes, 33 seconds, 30 milliseconds. So the time below, it also says current record holder for simulation 1, and my time was 0 minutes, 38 seconds, and 6 milliseconds. So the last, it'll say current record holder for both of them because I set a record twice. So the lowest record holder on the list is the current record holder, the last record holder, so the best record. If I did not achieve a record, it would not say I am the current record holder. That would be not included in the data file. Now back in the main menu, I'll press 3 for replay mode.
Replay mode selected. Select simulation.
So 2 was paper play, 1 was quick play. Replay mode allows for the user, or the game master, to, or the instructors rather, to program in some settings, and the combatants can just press the red button and play it without having to re-enter settings. So let's, again for simplicity, Simulation 1.
Straight shooter mode selected. Enter the number of required hits per target.
2 for a double tap.
Success. Please enter your name using the keyboard. Press the red button to start the simulation.
So I'm going to complete the simulation quickly, and we'll see what happens when it's done.
Hit all targets to end this simulation. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Your simulation was completed in 0 minutes and 44.46 seconds. Logging simulation data to SD card.
So you'll note that we did not set a record that time.
Please enter your name using the keyboard.
So it's just asking for my new name, so for a name. So I just played. Let's just say the next person in line is Tom Johnson. If you mess up your name, you can go back. T. Johnson.
Press the red button to start the simulation.
So all you need to do every time is to press the red button, enter in your name, and you can exit back into the main menu once the game is done. I'm sure you saw the LCD prompt. So let's go back to the main menu. So I'm back in the main menu, and I'm going to talk about variable play, and I'm going to end this video soon after. Variable play mode, I'll press 4 in the main menu.
Variable play mode selected. Select simulation.
So variable play mode is a lot like quick play, except for after a simulation is ended, it doesn't go back to the main menu. It goes right back to enter simulation. So it bypasses the menu and saves you a little bit of time. So think about it as quick play, but more dedicated to games. So I'll enter in a simulation, and I'll complete the simulation. At the end, it will log my data, and the LCD will prompt me to go back to the main menu for a short period of time, in which case I can follow those instructions, or I can just wait the duration, and it will enter me back here by bypassing the main menu. So I'm going to break out my airsoft rifle, and I'm going to play this simulation personally, and I'm going to do all 9 simulations in subsequent videos. This has been a setup and demo video of how the system works. Next, we have to cover all the simulations. So let me grab some thicker clothing, my safety goggles, and my airsoft rifle.
Straight shooter mode selected. Enter the number of required hits per target.
2.
Success. Please enter your name using the keyboard. Press the red button to start the simulation. Hit all targets to end this simulation. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
So keep in mind that this is my home, trying to keep shooting to a minimum so I don't hurt the drywall. I'm working on getting a better place to set this up. I keep hitting the I gotta remember to move those necklaces. Very important to note that I've got safety goggles on. Oh, here's the last one right there. Oh, out of ammo.
Your simulation was completed in 1 minute and 8.02 seconds. Logging simulation data to SD card.
And that's
Select
that.
Simulation.
So that's simulation 1. We have 8 more simulations to go over. So thanks for watching. I recognize this has been a long video. I do appreciate it. I look forward to setting this up in a more industrial atmosphere, where I'm more free to liberally shoot without damaging my own property. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Check out the rest of the videos linked below.